All right, we are live, and I have Kelly, Nicole, and Laura here with me, all from Education Blueprint. I'm Jeff with the Teach Better team. We're going to talk a little bit about, actually a lot of bit about, our Gift in a Grid campaign going on right now, and hopefully get you excited to join in on that and share resources so that we can all be better together. We'll be right back. So grab a drink, grab a friend, whatever, sit down, relax. We'll be right back with these three amazing educators. All right, ignore me. I'm looking on my phone because I always forget to bring up our group so that I'm paying attention to what's going on in our group here. So I'm doing that right now. But how are you all feeling right now? How are we doing?
Good. Awesome.
We're doing great.
Is it a good day over in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
The Steelers game's on right now, so I know most of our households behind us are all watching the game, and if you hear anything happen, that's why.
They really don't care what's going on right now, as long as you don't bother them with the game. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right then. Well, it's good to see all three. I'm going to have you all sort of talk for a minute here. Introduce yourselves and such. I know you've been on recently, either together or different pieces, but just in case people don't know, if you are watching live with us, drop a comment. Let us know where you're at, both geographically and what platform you're on. Say hello. I know Kate is here. Good to see you, Kate. Anyone else, drop in. Let us know where you're at. Let's go around the horn here and just introduce everyone. So all three of you are the minds behind Education Blueprint, which are, if you're watching, you've probably been hearing us talk a lot about. But right now we're starting to really push this campaign of Gift in a Grid. And these are the three amazing educators that are behind this Education Blueprint movement. So can you go around the horn and just let us know who you are, what your role is with Education Blueprint and other roles you have, and say hello. Kelly, you want to start us?
Sure, I'll start us off. I'm Kelly Pasquerella. I'm an educator. I've been in the classroom for 16 years. I've also been in some leadership roles. I'm an elementary gifted coordinator for 5 years. I absolutely love teaching, and my goal with being the creator of Elementary or Education Blueprint, it's now a K-12 free interactive website for teachers to add and share resources. And my goal with bringing this to life and bringing it into the world is for educators to have a free place to share every resource they could possibly need under one roof to teach better and to bring the best resources to their kids to stay on top of it.
And Laura, you wanna go next there?
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that. That's my dog in the background.
That's okay.
So sorry. Yes, my name is Laura Listian, and I am, the business manager for Education Blueprint. And my background is in nonprofit management, so that's what I'm helping Kelly and Nicole kind of navigate, is how to turn this into a nonprofit. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every single second of it. My other roles would be mom, and I'm very active in the PTO in the area. So that's how I got to meet Kelly and Nicole, and I'm excited to be here.
All right, Nicole, you're up.
All right, guys. My name is Nicole. I have been teaching for 8 years. This year, I made a switch to 5th grade math, so it's my first year teaching 5th grade math, which is really going very well so far. I really like it. It's very different than ELA. But in Education Blueprint, my main role is to kind of collect and curate all of the content that you see on the website. So I go out and do research and try to find the best resources to put on the website that I think will be helpful for teachers. And I reach out to other people as well to try to get them on board and involved with the website as well. So that's a little bit about me.
I love it. And that's sort of one of the things we're talking about, is that you're not the only one who can put that content on the site, that can go find the resources. You do a lot of work around and you put a lot on there, but we're trying to get other people to come in there and do that as well. So I got to go across the bottom, like Gift a Grid or really any other resource at educationblueprint.org. And the thing is, like, obviously we want the grids up there. We love that's a thing on the site, which is awesome, but it really isn't just about grids. It's about anything, right? We're given the gift of sharing and becoming this community over there in this free space. And something for me that just really clicks with it is a lot of people don't realize like the teach better, like all of that came from Chad very, very early on from the very start telling me when we got this thing started, he said, I never want to go into a classroom and say, this is how you're supposed to teach. And at this point, we were talking about the good method. He's like, I never want to go on and say that, tell you a teacher that they're not doing it right or that they're not already amazing. I just want to be able to say like, hey, here's something that helped me teach better. Like maybe it'll help you too. And so this just falls so in line with where that all came from and where we have come from and stuff too. So I really, really, I love that. I don't know who wants to take this. I know, the three of you have been working with Ray really to make this gifted grid idea really come to life. So if someone wants to jump in and kind of share like sort of how that process has been is with working with Ray and what you're hoping to see happen through this little campaign push that we're doing right now. I don't know who wants to jump in, if that's Kelly or Nicole or Laura, who, but
yeah, Kel, start, and Laura and I will add in.
So we are so grateful to work with Ray. She's a great inspiration to so many people on the Teach Better platform that follow you guys, and she's just been a champion of our mission from the beginning. She has wanted us to align our goals with the Teach Better team and how you guys have the grid method that you share, because we all kind of have the same belief, the same foundational belief that we are all better together when we share our resources and our common knowledge. This website that we created allows you to collectively collaborate and stay on top of every latest resource. And in working with the Teach Better team, with Chad's the grid method that has helped so many teachers have created their own grids, and they're looking for a place to store them and access them. But you have to be able to search for them by grade level, by content area, even down to specific standards. And that's what our site allows you to do. And we want everyone to be able to have one foundational trusted place where teachers are adding their own resources on that they've all shared. So we believe just that having the place for grid specifically on Education Blueprint is important because we believe in the grid method. And we also want to have other resources that are shared. If I use an app in my classroom that I found so beneficial, I'm going to tag it and add it on there. The process is so easy. Some of Ray's posts today shared that it takes less than a minute or two to add a resource. And I can add any original content that I create as a teacher and I'm willing to share. And I can also add specifically grids or websites or books that I'm reading or videos that I've watched that inspire me as a teacher to do better. So we want all sorts of different types of resources added and shared on this collectively curated platform. We all have the same national standards to teach towards, and even though they differ very little by state, we're all in the same boat, recreating the same wheels in our little school districts, and competing in a way against other people. And it's silly because we're all doing the same thing with the same mission to help kids everywhere learn and have access to knowledge and resources. And just helping the teachers out is the most important thing. We believe in teachers more than anything, and we don't want to see teachers giving up because they're tired of recreating the wheel every year. We want one place where we can help each other thrive in this environment.
I love that. And I want to touch on some of the different types of resources that are there. But first, hi to Nikki chiming in there. Patty, good to see you. Ray is here as well. Candace, good to see you as well. If you are watching from wherever you're watching, so we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch. Drop in, say hello. If you have any questions for the ladies, that'd be great. You can drop them in there as well. We can talk about whether it's about Education Blueprint or just, education in general. I mean, we'll even say personal life, whatever. Just throw it in there. Nicole, I want to go to you. So Kelly kind of touched on this, and one of the things that I love is that this isn't like just a place to go grab cool worksheets that you can download or lesson plans. There's a whole lot. And Kelly touched on that several times. Like, it's not just about it's about all the resources and keeping up to date with things and stuff. Nicole, can you break down some of the different types of resources that are currently on or are available on there that we can both go get but also go and share?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to start, there's grids. So one of the partnerships that we have going with Teach Better, and one of the reasons why we love working with you guys is just the awesome work that you do with the grid method. And so that's kind of the house for all of the different grids that are created. So I encourage anybody who has a grid to share to check that out. Or if you're interested in starting to implement the grid method in your classroom, definitely go and look at all the different resources that are there. In addition to that, you can find educational books. Some of the most recent books, Ray's book, and some additional books that just have helped us in the classroom that we've added. And there's so many books out there. I know that there's definitely not all of the books in the world on the website yet, but that's a great place to start, just if you're interested in doing additional reading, to find something that might appeal to you and might help you grow more as an educator in your content area, or just professionally as a teacher as well. There are also apps. So I know with going remote right now, and the digital virtual learning environment that we're all kind of going through in the country right now, having access to apps or websites that the kids can access in the classroom that are easy to use and don't take a lot of time. I know that's really important for teachers to know about right now. So there are a lot of good resources on the website/app tabs in Education Blueprint to just look through and check out. Those have been really, really helpful for me, especially given that this is my first year teaching math. I taught for 7 years before this ELA, and I taught a little bit of social studies with that too. So completely changing mindset. So I know as a teacher, I've needed to get quick access to those things and those new kind of resources and things like that. And so Education Blueprint has helped me in that sense, because I'm kind of in the boat of, I'm starting fresh, and I don't know what the latest and greatest math resources are that are out there. So that kind of has helped me with the website a little bit, with adding some new resources on, or finding out about some new resources too. And then we have different PDFs and research and things like that on there. So if you're doing any sort of research or any sort of in-depth analysis that you might need to do for, again, just professional development needs or whatnot, we have those types of resources on there too. So it's a sprinkling of everything, and really trying to make it as wide and open to all of the different categories and all of the different things that a teacher might need to get access to for whatever reason throughout their teaching career.
And this, one of the things I love is that it's not just, like I said, there's apps on there, there's websites on there, right? And that goes into this part of like just staying up to date. I know talking with Kelly is this whole like, there's so much that changes and there's so much that happens that like you can't go to one place and just stay up to date and be up to date and be able to click off and find the newest, latest, greatest things. Like you were talking about math specifically. So this becomes that hub for that. I want to get to Ray's question, because Kelly, you kind of touched on it because Ray's talked about it, but I want to take it there so you can answer the question if you want. You kind of said, I think Ray's answered it on our social media, but you want to answer like that an actual amount of time. But I'd love to have someone then walk us through, like, just if you want, just talk us through like the steps of how do I actually upload it? Because it really is simple. So I think just naming out the steps so you can see, like, it's actually a very easy process to get it in there on your free account, get logged in, and add something right away. I don't know who wants to.
Yeah,
Nicole, I don't know if that's back to you, that you 5,000 things before, or
no, I can talk about it. So it takes less than 60 seconds. So I think Ray clocked in at 40 seconds, 46 seconds, I think that was, Ray.
Timing herself, wasn't she?
Yeah, I know. We should have a race sometime to see who can upload a resource faster. It's super quick though. So once you create an account, which again takes a few seconds, you log in, and there is add a resource tab. You click on that, and it gives you all of the prompts that we are looking to have. So basically those things just kind of help us to sort the resources on the website so that it's easier for the user to find and to use the website, because we want to make this as easy as possible, because we as teachers know that we don't have a lot of time right now, especially to be sitting and searching and searching and searching. So as quick as possible, the whole process was, our intention for the whole process was. And once you fill out the fields, I think there's 5 or 6 fields that we ask you to fill out about the resource. You hit submit, and that's it. So very, very fast and to the point.
So for example, I was at a teacher training last spring, and one of the enrichment teachers at the elementary level shared a book called Total Participation Strategies. And I loved it because she had all these printed out cards and little kind of cheat sheets from the book of what to use in the classroom. And it was just, there's simple little ways to get kids involved and get them actively learning, and all kids actively learning. You know, we all know like the whiteboard trick, but she had all these tricks up her sleeve that she was using on us as educators throughout the training. And it's hard to keep people engaged all day in a training. And she said, everything came from this book, Total Participation Strategies. And I didn't want to forget it, so I put it on the website immediately. And I thought that was good because, you know, if there's educators looking for classroom management strategies, here's the
Sure.
And if you go through, as you log into your feed, what we want you to see every time you log in is an updated feed. It's kind of just like every time you open Pinterest or you open any sort of app that you're interested in, you see news every time. So we want the more teachers we have engaged and interacting on the site and posting and sharing, the more you'll see, and everything's tagged and sorted in a way that we find very organizationally friendly, very easy to follow. You can sort by grade level or content area. You can kind of have a set feed that you see when you log in based on your set interests and your settings. But we want it to be as easy as possible for you to find the latest resources. You can also take your feed and filter it by highest rating. So again, the more teachers that are on there rating and sharing resources, we can sort by newest. So by default, you see all the newest items on your feed. When you click across the different tabs, the downloads, the websites, the apps, the professional development, the resources, you normally see everything by newest, but there's different ways to sort your feed too. We want it to be as friendly as possible with as many resources shared by teachers on there as possible too.
Yeah. And I love you mentioned the filter and the sorting, because I can filter by grade level, by Common Core standard, by the type, by the rating. I also love there's a little bit of that social feel, like I can follow someone who's uploading, because if Nicole's uploaded, if I've downloaded or utilized 5, 6 different things at Nicole's, I can click on that, and so then I'm more likely to find that and build that. So I love that. That's a really cool feature that I like, and I know Ray really likes as well. So, Laura, I want to bring you in. So, I love the fact that you weren't in education, you weren't an educator, but brought on into this because a lot of people who obviously know that I wasn't as well, but like just the passion is still burning when it comes to education at this point. So I'd love to hear just a little bit about like how you got connected with them. I know you mentioned it was at PTA event or something, but how did you connect, and what was it that really like sold you on, okay, all right, I'm going to put my time here now, my energy, my effort here?
Okay, well, kind of the backstory of me. My father actually was a professor. He was a college professor, and I grew up moving to college town to college town to college town. So we grew up in our household with just a really rich environment and a passion for education. Like it wasn't where, or it wasn't if we were going to go to college, it was where. And just education was really the most important thing in our family. And I like to pass that on to my children too. So that's how Kelly and I actually met. My youngest and her oldest son are in school together. And I've been just heavily involved with the PTA, and my background is in nonprofit management. Actually, I've always had a passion for business with a purpose. It's never been for the bottom line. So when I work, I always have that in mind. And I've, been passionately involved with many different causes. But then when Kelly and I met and she told me about her project, I instantly just fell in love and knew this this was it for me. Like this is where I wanted to dedicate my time. So I do things like I'm developing a strategic plan and a fundraising plan, and we're trying to. It's all the background work that needs to happen to make it a success. And I'm thrilled to be involved, that I can put my skills to good use.
I love it. I love that you decided to put your skills in this area. This is great. So, Dan, a good friend of ours from the UK, asking, would you be interested in sharing international resources? Is that something you've thought through? Is that something that, I mean, is it okay to? Maybe that's a filter that needs to be in there? Like, where are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a fantastic question. I think a lot of things now are global resources. Like,
yeah,
you look at tools that we use in the classroom, like Newsella or Kahoot or all of that. I think that's absolutely a question. I think, or an option. But as we go further, there would have to be different filters. I think language-wise to have accessibility, in other languages. But when we look at the research, we've built this based on some research from what other countries are doing well. And they're developing teacher portals. They're developing nationwide sharing based on content standards. And we absolutely think a lot of the tools that we use, especially the books that we read for professional development, the websites, search, a lot of that is international. So I think as many things as we can share on there that are international resources that can support as many people. For now in English, we'd have to figure out how to support it in other languages. But I definitely think that's a goal, is to have this as widespread as possible, because the more teachers we have interacting, the better we're going to be. We never know the residual effect of just sharing one tool with each other, how far that can go. And I think that's important to remember. We might gift a PDF that we think is so simple or so basic, but if that saves that teacher an hour that night recreating the wheel, at home, now that teacher's with his or her family. Now, their family's happier, they're better off because we've given it all to each other. And I think that's the big piece we're missing in education right now, is this warehouse to put it all. Everything's lost on the internet in different silos, and we need, Nicole and I bonded at work because we're pretty much master organizers. We love to be able to see things in a way that just makes sense organizationally. And I think that's what we want to provide for teachers, is this platform to just really knock it out of the park, to stop feeling so alone in it and to stop recreating everything on their own, because we have a lot to share with each other. And it's just a matter of figuring out how to do it, where to do it. And that's part of our why we created it all.
All right, well, you keep working on that filter and everything like that. Dan, get those resources together, man. Let's get them going, and we'll get it done.
We're always updating the website. So
sorry, what was that?
I was just saying we're always updating the website. So that's definitely something that we can update in the future and get going here. So that's awesome. Thanks for asking, Dan.
Yes, feedback from teachers is what we want. We've gotten feedback from the Teach Better team, which has been helpful to us, but feedback from any other teachers that are listening that want to be a part of this and be constantly sharing will only help us, meet the needs of everyone here. 100%.
And so if you're watching with us, either with us right now or later on when this is replayed, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about gifting a grid. It can be a grid, that'd be awesome. It doesn't have to be a grid. It can be any kind of resource that you have felt has helped you in your career, whether it helped you by a massive leaps and bounds or just a little bit on that one day when you needed a little bit of help. Like I can't remember whether it was Kelly or Nicole just said it. You never know what little thing, that simple PDF, that simple resource is going to do for someone else that just didn't find it yet. So it really is. That's why we call it a gift, right? We're really gifting it because we really are gifting to each other and bringing it together and just sharing. I love it. This is like such a cool thing for me. I'm actually in a mastermind with a bunch of business guys, and one of the things we're talking about tomorrow is like this whole idea of like competitors never being competitors, but always being potential collaborators. And I believe that to be true in business when you're supposed to be competitive. In education, it's just so that, because we gotta work. It's all the same goal. We're trying to impact kids, right? So why keep it to yourself? Share it out, right? Get out there, like further your impact by helping other people further their impact. It's all going to help kids. So I love it. Super cool. What is she's showing? Oh, Ray's just a huge fan. Like Ray's in here just going. Every time she logs on, she sees something new. So I'm super excited for it. Everything's over at educationblueprint.org. So make sure you go there. I'm gonna throw another question or two at you, but I want to mention a couple things really quick while I've got everyone here. Make sure tomorrow morning, daily drop-in. I will be live tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time with the amazing Chain and Pav. So I've got them with me. We also have the Mastermind going on tomorrow morning, kind of during the same time at 9 a.m. Eastern time and 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can come to either or both. Wednesday, we got the Mastermind Rewind, which is going to be part of the daily drop-in, plus the brain break at 5 o'clock with Dave and I. And this Thursday Master Chat, we got a good friend Adam Cottis leading us, talking about how to return from break energized for the new year, which I'm super excited about. So that's going to be all kinds of sharing too. So you're going to love it. So I'm trying to think of what I wanted to ask specifically. I guess I just wanted to have you maybe just touch one last time on let's do this. I haven't taken you this. We talked about the upload. I really want to emphasize, and you kind of touched on like how ridiculously easy it is to sign up as well. Can you walk us through, Kelly, like just the steps of the sign up process really quick?
Sure. It's so simple. We've tried to make this as easy as possible on educators because we don't need another thing. We don't need another thing to have to learn or figure out. You can log in with Google, which is such an easy thing for many of us.
It's literally a click and you're done. I mean, it's like
you're done if you log in with Google. You can also go the way that might take another minute and you type in your email, create a password. When you are going through the setup process, you can click what grade level you teach, what subject areas you're interested in. You can also pick specifically if there's categories that you'd like to follow when you log in for your feed. And you're done. You submit, you're done. It basically verifies that you're a teacher, where you teach. So we know that. It also, when you put in your name and where you teach, that will show up on your profile. So as other educators follow you, they're understanding kind of what part of the world you're coming from and where they might be meeting this other educator who's willing to share resources. So in your settings, you can see all of that, and you can see what you put out on the website. It's very simple, just your name, the grade you teach, and where you're from, because we think that's important to connect one another. One of the things I was thinking about with Nicole is that what Nicole was saying was just that we have so many great resources on there. We want you to be able to log in every time and see something new. And just by giving, when we give just a little bit, think of something that you've read lately, something that you've used in your classroom. Think of a grid that you've created or also used or shared with someone down the hall. These are the people that we get along with most at school because we're saying, hey, it might not be perfect, but it might help you. And that's what we want everybody who's on there. We want you to feel comfortable sharing. We don't want teachers to say, oh, it's not good enough. I can't put it on the website. Everything we create, we can always make it better. But a lot of teachers are looking for places to begin. And a lot of those come from things that are shared from teacher to teacher across the hallway. And Nicole and I shared a lot when she was in ELA last year. And you just need that idea or that spark of something to begin with, some foundational, okay, this worked in another classroom. Let me try it. And we all tweak things the way we want to work for our students. But just having these foundational resources all together in one spot where we can log in and get updates. And that's what we really want to do is help teachers out, keep them inspired, keep them on top of everything. We don't want people feeling like failures, like they can't keep up with everything. We want it all organized in one spot. So teachers can come back time after time and continue to get inspired and not have to pay for it either. We're sick of paying for stuff for our classrooms. We pay for decorations, we pay for rewards, we pay for little things that we've seen created here and there. But we really just want to find some good stuff that we know will engage our learners. So.
I love it.
Yeah.
So going on right now, Gift to Grid, whether it's a grid method, whether it's a resource, whether it's a book, whether it's a website, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Head over to educationblueprint.org. Help out. Like, let's all come together. Let's do this. Let's build that thing to be just this one place that we can all go. Because that's what, if you're helping build it, you get to come back and benefit from it. I mean, Nicole was a prime example of that, of how much it's helped her, even though she's built the initial foundation of it. So I really, really hope if you're listening, if you're watching, that you will go over and do that and continue to utilize it. Make sure you bookmark it so you can go back there again and again and again. As there's going to be new resources constantly. So Kelly, Laura, Nicole, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit, but also just for doing what you're doing. and with the passion that you do it with. Really, really appreciate you and everything you do, and appreciate you coming on here. So I will see you all sometime soon, hopefully. And watching, thank you for chiming in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for just being a part of our network. We'll see you in the morning for the daily drop, and appreciate y'all.
Thank you.